Well, here we are at Carluke. Last time I was in this station must have been nearly 50 years ago. From 1964 to 1970 I walked up from here up to my house up in Clyde Street. Place has changed a lot since then. This house used to belong to Buchanan's, the sculptors. Young Graham was a compatriot of mine back in the day. He travelled by train into Glasgow. This used to be a path between two fields. It's all built up now. Quite changed. Remember that big house being built? That must have been sometime in the 60s. I think it's been much altered since then. So crossing over West Avenue. And this used to be a track leading up to Bryce's nursery. Again, all built on now. Up there's where Jimmy Pringle lived. Another one that travelled by train into Motherwell. As I said, I remember this being old nurseries, greenhouses and things, playing in the old boiler room. I once fell through the roof and nearly broke my back. I remember that vividly. As I say, not walked up here for, more than 50 years. Finished school in 1970, went to Edinburgh University, was only back in the holidays, stay with my parents, but they my father died in 74 and my mother moved to Aquila, which is just off here to the left somewhere. Yep, nursery park, well named. Old Tam Bryce, he was quite a character. This was his house, and on the right, I think, another Bryce lived in that one. And Billy Bryce stayed in that house. And his daughter was a good friend of my young sister Jane. She moved to Canada after her parents died. Well, that's new. Then on to Clyde Street. See the bins all out, reminds me of the time I worked for the council in Carluke. That was in the days when they had metal bins. You had to lift them up and empty them into the back of the motor. Maisie and George lived on the bottom floor here. Well, they stayed on the top floor to begin with, then moved. Right. God, the fencing's still the same. Take a wee walk round the back. That must have been there for years. Yeah, God, the old garage is still there. Goodness sake. Amazing. Shed's gone, nope. That's where we stayed. Well, continue our wee walk. The old house there, I used not to be able to see that. There were so many trees round about it. The old bit of wall here, you can still see where they took the railings away during the Second World War. That house over there is where Dr. Somerville lived. I was quite friendly with his son, Gordon. This is a busy road. Never used to be like that. Walked from the house down this way to school when I was a wee boy, probably on my own from about the age of 6 or 7. Well, with various pals. Another one stayed in there, Martin Forrest. He'd cystic fibrosis, died young. There's another doctor's house, Dr. McLean. That used to lead down to the fields, all built on. R&W Scott, the Gilly Works. Worked there during the holidays when I was a student. Great place, full of women. I had some tales to tell. Take a wee walk down here. This used to be Frank Forsyth, the joiner. He was our neighbour up in Clyde Street. This was his workshop. Aye. Right, another wee story. This is used to be where the wee school was, Carluke Primary. It was knocked down probably in the 90s, replaced by another building which has since been taken away, and then this new one here, Kirkton Primary School. It's actually built on the site of some houses that were there. I remember this wall. I used to play in that, sitting up in this bit here. As I say, that wall there was the boundary of the school playground. So I would walk down here to the Sunday school when I was a bit younger, and then later on there was like a youth club that we went to in Kirkton Church, which is just round the corner here. I think I remember that house being built as well. That's the church hall. That's where we used to have discos and things, sometimes live music. What was the group called? Peppermint Breeze. What a name. That must have been in 68, 69. Past the well green. Maybe come back down that way. One thing's for sure, the traffic's a lot heavier now. What do you expect in 50 years? Railway Inn. Only drank in pubs in Carluke on fairly rare occasions. Tended to go to Motherwell mainly because I was too young. And when I came back when I was at university, Yeah, just didn't fancy them. Railway Inn. That used to be the Caledonian there. I think it was owned by Walter McGowan at one time. That was where Billy Logan lived. Logan's the Builders. He travelled with me to Motherwell as well, to DL High. This is the main road to Lanark. Bus garage used to be here. SMT bus garage. Hamilton Street. Used to be a blacksmith's up here on the left hand side. I can remember seeing them shoeing horses, good grief. That was a long time ago.
Remember we were shadowing us and you went.
Another church, St John's. Brooks, remember that? Looks closed now though. This has all changed. Remember Gardner's the grocers in the corner there.